Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. This week, we are going to be talking about how no, you are not too much. That is not a thing, as well as you do not need to dim your light to make other people comfortable. I actually am really inspired by some of the recent events that occurred on the current season of The Bachelor, and I really wanted to talk about it because it really lit me up. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. My name is Erica Vishkalis, and I am a mindset mentor, personal development junkie, holistic health advocate, and lover of all things spiritual. At the Get Empowered podcast, I'm here to help you overcome limitations, step into your power, and create your dream life. I've spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you're looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and to become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story, to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. Welcome to another episode of the Get Empowered podcast. Your host, Erica, here, and I'm so excited that you guys are here. I do want to apologize that last week's episode came out a bit late on Thursday, and that is because, honestly, guys, we have had a rough week in my household. We had a family death, and it was pretty unexpected, so it's been just a rough week, and so I kind of had to rearrange some things, and it's just been hard, as one can imagine. It just has been kind of a hard time. So we wanted to go with something a little bit lighter this episode, and I'm really excited for it. So let us dive in and get started. The first thing I want to chat about is, what am I currently loving? Well, like I said, it's been kind of a rough week. But what I'm loving and what I'm grateful for, let's actually start with what I'm grateful for, because what I'm loving will really just go into this next episode. So what am I grateful for? I am grateful for having time to myself. That might sound a little weird, but with things that occurred last week, I ended up having some alone time, and Kyle went and spent some time with his family that I think was really special for them. They haven't been able to do that, without like spouses or anyone else there for a long, long time. So he was able to do that. I was staying home with the pups, and, honestly, like, of course I missed him because he's my best friend. But at the same time, I really cherish like time by myself. And I think it can get a little lonely. I do feel like I'm in a position where I need to branch out a little bit more and try to make some more local friends. But yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting week, and I was able to really just rest, and having that time by myself was really, really valuable. And I think that we need to remember that it's good to have alone time. Sometimes it's good to have time to decompress. And I don't know about you, but I feel like there's always a lot of pressure to be doing stuff and to be productive. And sometimes that's just not necessary. Sometimes that's just not what's important for you and whatever you're going through. So I just was really, really thankful to have had that alone time. Okay, so now what am I loving? I am currently loving this season of The Bachelor. I'm currently loving this season of The Bachelor. And honestly, guys, I watched The Golden Bachelor with a friend, and that was like the last season of The Bachelor. And I really had no intention of watching this upcoming season. And I don't remember what it was that made me want to watch it, but I just kept hearing good things. I think it was probably TikTok, honestly. But I kept hearing really good things about the episodes and about The Bachelor, and how like the guy that was the Bachelor or is the current Bachelor was like great, and that they had great girls. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I could use like just a fun, put my brain on the shelf TV show. And so honestly, I have been sucked in. It has been a very, very interesting episode or season, very interesting season. It's been very frustrating on some levels. And honestly, it is what has inspired this episode. So, to give a little background, there was some drama, as there always is in reality TV, but there was some drama between the girls in the house. And that's not always the case. And that was definitely different from the Golden Bachelor, because one thing that everyone loved about the Golden Bachelor, because, so if you don't know the premise, the Golden Bachelor was like their first season of um, older generations looking for love. So it was like grandparents, and it was really cute. It was like a very, very cute season. And one thing people loved about it was just how genuine and kind everyone was on the show. Like the girls, the women, they're not girls, the women seem to get along pretty well. And so everyone just like loved the positive energy. And I will say that this season of The Bachelor, the normal Bachelor, has been fucking wild. These girls are wild and out there. And don't get me wrong, like I do think we need to remember, I don't think they're allowed to have their phones. So there's not really many sources of entertainment. It's a stressful environment. It's not like a normal scenario. It's probably not easy. Like I think it would be very, very easy to get caught up in drama in this situation because they're all like competing for someone's heart, one, which is just fucking weird. Like, can we just all acknowledge that the premise of The Bachelor is fucking weird? Okay, moving on. Now that we all acknowledge it's weird, it just is like it's an environment that I think is not going to be one that really manifests calm. Like it's definitely meant to create tension, right? Like it is a competition. And so basically there was an interesting conversation where someone like spoke up about how they were feeling insecure about their age and how they really wanted to make sure that they weren't wasting their time. And she basically, as soon as she said it in front of this group of women, she was like, I wish I hadn't said that. And so then this led to someone else saying, oh, I don't know why she was worried about it. Like, she's not old. Like, why is she worried about it? And in my opinion, what was said wasn't that bad, whatever. But this one conversation caused so much drama. And it really became very, very obvious that the drama was not about the said conversation that, the girls claimed they were defending her honor. No, 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 no. What happened was it was basically all aimed at this very obviously, I mean, all the women there are beautiful. Like it's the fucking Bachelor, right? But this very beautiful and I don't even know how to put her in words. So her name's Maria. You've probably seen her on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. If you're like on social media, I think it'd be hard to not have heard of her at this point, but she's very charismatic. She has a big personality. She's very funny and she's just different. She's very, very confident, and that is obvious. And I think in a scenario like this, it just really rubbed people the wrong way because guess what? They weren't as confident in themselves. That is just the obvious thing. And so I wanted to talk about this because I don't know about you, but there have been so many times in my life where I have been told I am too fucking much, that I have a big personality and I'm too much this and too much that, or I'm hard to love. Yes, that has been told to me by family members. Oh, well, you are difficult to love. So like, cool, I might as well go fuck myself. Like, Jesus Christ, that's a horrible thing to say to someone. But yeah, like I am someone that I have been told these things. You're intimidating, you're this, you're that. Because guess what? I am overall pretty fucking confident in myself. I also really just speak my fucking mind and I know what I want and I go for it. And I think that when women are that way and they're not necessarily just like the small wallflower, which nothing is wrong with having a different personality. I also want to say this is not to like pin women against each other. That is not the case. Like for example, right now what I'm seeing, on social media is there's two women that everyone loves. Everyone loves Daisy or everyone loves Maria, and they are complete fucking opposites. And don't get me wrong, like I also love Daisy. I think she's awesome. I think any of the women that he has still on the show would be great winners of the show. Like they all seem like good people, right? They all seem kind. They all have good energy. They're just like different, right? But so you have Daisy, who I would say is probably the more typical Bachelor winner. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's empathetic, she has like this very tragic story of what she's been through. But I'd say she's like very much stereotypical of what society expects of women. She's soft spoken, she's funny, she's beautiful, she's charming. Now, do not get me wrong. None of those things are bad. That's all great. She just has a very much like, from what we've seen on the show, okay, mind you, what we've seen on the show, who fucking knows? But she just seems a lot calmer of an energy. And I don't want to say like, oh, a small woman. That's not it. But like, she just really is a lot more, she seems more down to earth and just like, yeah, just like more of your stereotypical, like, quote, feminine energy that is a lot softer, right? Where Maria is the complete opposite. And she's obviously very intelligent. She's obviously very charismatic. She's also obviously very beautiful. But what does she do? She speaks her mind. She challenges the Bachelor. She challenges women. Like, I actually loved that they showed this on TV because so essentially there was like a bullying thing happening on this season. Like, these women were attacking Maria, not Daisy. I want to leave Daisy out of it. At this point, the women who are attacking her have all gone home. But there was very obviously targeted bullying. And it broke my heart and it was obvious because Maria was like, what the fuck? Like, these women were literally, from what we saw, okay, granted, editing is a real thing. They can't show every single interaction, right? But from what the viewers see, it was a very obvious targeted bullying attack because they just did not like this girl. They did not like this girl. Women were making up lies about her, were just fucking dragging her through the mud, trying to like get other people to go against her. And it was just like, honestly, the bitchiest, cattiest bullshit I've ever fucking seen. And honestly, it was so triggering to watch because I have been that girl that has been bullied just for my fucking personality, essentially, because I was not scared to stand up to someone, that I was not scared to speak my mind. And what I love that they showed is when, one of the women like tried to be rude to her and she just called them out. She's like, you do know we're on camera 24/7. Like, when did that happen? And like, the woman deflected. She could not answer the question. And I think sometimes bullies want to just like take you down. And what I loved is that Maria was like, I mean, she didn't say it, though I probably would have. She was like, fuck you people. I'm going to do me and I'm going to keep being myself. And I'm not too much. Like, show me the evidence. And she really like did try to be mature about it and was like, can you please explain to me what I did wrong? Can you please explain to me what the situation is? I would like to fix it. And no one would actually talk to her about the situation. No one would be mature and have a conversation. They just like kept talking in circles and making excuses. And I think this is so fucking common for women who are outspoken, women who are assertive, women who know what they want, women who are confident. And don't get me wrong, I'm not confident 24/7, obviously. Like, I definitely have my own insecurities, but I'm someone that I've never been scared to like fucking speak my mind. I've been someone that has been told all these things too, that, oh, you're too much. Oh, you have a big personality, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of broke my heart when in one of the episodes, after she just been attacked by like so many people on all these different sides, and she's like, I'm damned if I do, I damned if I don't. And she was like crying. She's like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And let me tell you, it is so hard when you are just being brought down just because other people are intimidated by you. So basically, what I'm getting at is this highlighted so much for me how it was so obvious, like, to the viewer, it was so fucking obvious. Again, with what they showed, right? So we have to have that caveat. With what they showed, it was so obvious that this woman did nothing wrong objectively, and that like, okay, what she said wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't enough it did not equal the response she got, right? Like, no, absolutely not. So what I'm getting at is it was so fucking obvious to me as a viewer based on what they showed that these women were just attacking Maria because of her personality, because of them being insecure in themselves and feeling the need to take down the person that is making them insecure. And it was so obvious to the outside viewer that Maria did nothing wrong. But to Maria, she was like, what is wrong with me? And I don't know about you, but I have been there where I am like, what is wrong with me? Why don't these people like me? What am I doing wrong? And it was such a good reminder that often you're not the fucking problem. Okay? Now, sometimes we are the problem, right? Like, when I was actively drinking, I was probably the problem a handful of times. But I've had situations like when I was in my sorority, I definitely was bullied. And was that the perfect scenario? No. Was I actively drinking at the time? Yes. Was I a perfect person? No. But there was someone there who literally said to one of my friends, I don't like Erica. I don't know why. I just don't fucking like her. and like just went out of her way to make my life a living hell. Just because. What did I do to this girl? Literally fucking nothing. I existed. That's what I did. I fucking existed. And that's what happens when you make someone who's insecure in themselves feel insecure, right? Like, and not even like you're doing it on purpose, just with your presence. So this is just a reminder that if you are going through something where you're like, what is wrong with me? Am I the problem? Why are people treating me this way? It is so much more a reflection of them and their insecurities than it is about you. Okay? Like you are not too much for the right people. And that can be a romantic relationship, that can be friendship, whatever the case may be. Like I don't have a ton of friends, but I have very loyal friends and very strong friendships. And you know what? The friends that I'm very close to, they accept me for me, the good, the bad, the ugly. Kyle accepts me for me, the good, the bad, the ugly. He likes my fiery personality. That doesn't mean we always like see eye to eye. No, but like he likes that I speak my mind. He likes that I'm confident. He likes that I'm assertive. Just like I like that he's the same shit, right? And so I just wanted to remind you guys that at times when the world is against you, or when maybe you're just feeling really low, or you're feeling like you're too much, or you're feeling like on the flip side, this sounds so stupid, but it's true. I really think they're two sides of the same coin, the too much versus I'm not enough argument. I don't know about you, but I have at the same time felt too much, but then also not enough. So, again, not to compare women, but like to compare women for a minute. I know when I have been in more my Maria mode, the more outspoken mode, the more whatever, confident, assertive mode, I've been like, why am I not more like Daisy, the more soft spoken, the more this, the more that, the more feminine, right? The more traditionally feminine, soft energy. There's been times where I'm like, why am I not that way? And you know what? Like, neither is wrong. Neither is wrong. It's okay to be in your soft feminine era. It's okay to be a little more feisty. That nothing is wrong with either of those things, right? But just because you're one thing doesn't mean that you're not good enough to be the other. Or just because one person or group of people cannot handle your shine, cannot handle your spark, like, it does not mean you're less than. And let me tell you, I think that this woman, Maria, is such a good example of it, because you can tell that the other girls in the house, other contestants on the show, thought that Maria would be the quote villain of the show. They had fully convinced themselves that this girl was going to be seen as the villain by the viewers. Well, let me fucking tell you. I mean, of course, there are things I'm sure we're not seeing, because again, they tape them 24/7. They would not like they can't show us everything, okay? But I also feel like if there was really like some really juicy drama that we were missing, they'd probably show it because it would make good TV, right? So let's just go on based on what we know. Objectively, these women thought that Maria was going to be the villain. Well, joke's on them. Joke's on them, because they have been portrayed as the villains this season for just tearing down another woman for no fucking point, right? And so this is also my reminder to you, if you are feeling like insecure, or if you're feeling if like another woman or man, whomever, if another person sparks like insecurity in you, maybe think about why that is getting like kicked up in you. Like, I can't find the word at this moment, but like, why is that coming up for you? Because I really think that these are not a reflection of that individual. It's a reflection of yourself. Your problems with someone are often just a reflection of your own insecurities and your problems with yourself, right? That is almost always the case. And so I just really want to remind you guys that you are not too much. You are perfect the way that you are. Keep going on with your big personalities. Or maybe you're like, Erica, I don't relate to this Maria chick at all. That's fine. But I just want to say, like, you are amazing just the way that you are, whether that's a quote big personality or not, whether that's super outspoken or maybe a little more shy, whatever. It does not fucking matter. But you do not need to conform to society's standards to be worthy, okay? Like, one of the things I love about this podcast, Get Empowered, is you want to make sure, or not that you want to make sure, but I hope that it's inspiring you to live your most empowered life. And how I see living an empowered life is feeling like able to just fully step into who I am as a person. So if that's the outspoken Erica, if that's the bit more feminine Erica, if that's the more confident Erica, the more assertive Erica, whatever the case may fucking be, whatever Erica you're getting that day, right? I really, really recommend that you just remember that how would an empowered woman act? If you're struggling, remember how would an empowered woman act? They would not be trying to take down other people along the way. That's not the fucking vibe. Okay, so if we could leave that shit, leave it in the past. We do not need it, right? We do not need it at all. But I just thought it was really interesting. Like, it was interesting to watch, and it was just so obvious that these women were trying to tear someone down. And as a viewer, it was a really good reminder that sometimes we think we are the problem when we are not the fucking problem. You're not the problem. Now, again, sometimes you might be the problem. Like when I was actively drinking, I was the fucking problem sometimes. That's for damn sure. I was not an angel, and I will never claim to be, right? So, of course, like have some self fucking reflection. Like if you're kind of being an asshole, be able to acknowledge, oh, I'm being a bit of an asshole. But if you genuinely feel like you're showing up every day and you're doing your best and you're like, I'm just being me and I don't think I'm like hurting people's feelings along the way, then remember that someone's reaction to you is really just a reflection of them and where they're at and has nothing to do with you. Now, let's see what the chakra cards have to say this week. Okay, I love that we got this card and it actually flew out of the deck. That has not happened in quite a while for me. It is the nurturing card. If you have a red garnet crystal, that would be associated with this chakra, which is the earth star chakra. So the affirmation is going to be, I am nurturing myself in all aspects of life, and I am open to receive the powerful, loving energy now and always. And I love that. So, this is just a reminder that you may need some nurturing in your life. I don't know about you, but guys, I've been feeling it. Like I told you, we had a hard week in our household. It's always hard to lose someone. And I've been feeling the need for some nurturing. So, take some time to love yourself a little bit. Do what feels good for you and in your body. It's easy to get caught up in the world and everything that goes on in the world. And I think it's really important to make sure that you're giving back to yourself. You're taking the time to do the things you enjoy. And this healing energy of nurturing is available to you at all times. And you're really being encouraged to honor that within you. So, something in your life is calling for some love and nurturing. So, think about that. And remember, like I was saying in the episode, you are deserving and worthy of love. You are deserving and worthy of nurturing. And I know a lot of times we are so hard on ourselves. And I just want to remind you that it is a natural state of being to nurture. Okay. It is your natural state to nurture. And don't forget to do that. Kyle and I are going to be going skiing, and I'm so excited for that because for me, that is such a nurturing practice because it's something I love and that I enjoy. And just remember to open yourself up to the kindness in your heart and to create some love in your life today. So, whether that's going for a massage, maybe it's some self love, some self nurturing, maybe you need to show it to others. And again, I really believe in this whole the energy you give, you will receive. So, maybe if you're in need of energy, in need of this nurturing energy, how can you nurture yourself, but also how can you nurture others in your life? Just take some time to think about that today. Again, the affirmation is, I am nurturing myself in all aspects of life, and I am open to receive this powerful, loving energy now and always. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was like a little bit different talking about The Bachelor, but I'm telling you guys, this season has been wild so far. I am Team Maria. I love Maria. I think Maria is amazing. And also, this might sound a little bad, but like often the strong willed, sassy woman doesn't win. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it happen for once. But like I said earlier in the episode, all the women that are still on the show are incredible. They all seem to be great people with really fun personalities doing really cool things in this world. So whoever Joey ends up with will be wonderful. And also, here's the other thing, really quick. I'm going to go on a small tangent to end this episode. It's okay to like things that other people don't like. Like, I know for a fact some people would probably judge me knowing that I like did a whole episode talking about shit on The Bachelor, but I don't care. Just like I don't care if you judge me for liking Taylor Swift. Just like I don't care if you judge me for liking to do my makeup or liking the color pink or loving to have my nails done. I don't fucking care. Judge me all you fucking want. Because at the end of the day, do what lights you up, what makes you happy. And I'm really sad to see how many people like judge others for what brings them joy. That's just such not the vibe. Okay. It's not the vibe. So if you like The Bachelor, fucking like The Bachelor. Find people to talk about it with. I would love to have some friends to watch the show with and chat about it with. So if you're watching this season, like hit a girl up, I would love to chat with you about it. So, anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Well, I'm sure maybe next week we'll have a bit of a more serious episode, but I love when we can see like lessons in pop culture. It's really fun to really dissect and talk about. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being here. And do not forget to stay empowered. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to be a part of our Get Empowered community. Don't forget to check the show notes for the resources I shared in today's episode, and of course, to connect with me on social. You can find all of our offers and community links at empoweredwitherica.com. I always love hearing from you, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and tag me with your biggest takeaways from today's episode. Let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about, and share it with someone who you think would love it too. I cannot wait to share more with you. I'll see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.